Well, hello, students. Who won last week's treasure hunt? Intro class, the winner was the Trump group. New York class, the winner was the Long Island group. The terrorism class, the winner was the Asia group. Well done, winners. Everyone gets a 2-point bonus. You did well for ordinary muggles, but this week my little sister is ready to increase your struggles. Ha ha ha! You'll never find her. Stay tuned for my clue.
All classes, the final. It's up to you, but it's got to be decided by the group. I've made the group proposal form available. Drafts are due by 10 p.m. Sunday 26th. That's the Sunday after next, so you've got plenty of time to get this sorted out. The group proposal form itself is due by this coming Sunday, the 19th at 10 p.m. I will return it with suggestions. Managers and members, your jobs. Now, normally I give you all a vote and redistribute you to new groups for the final, but this semester I'm sticking with the news groups since you already know one another. Otherwise, people who have been with me before, it works like it usually does. The entire group has to agree the book and the common themes. Members, you agree topics so that they don't overlap, and you agree on the 3 common themes that provide the main sections for each of your essays. You submit your drafts and revisions through submission forms just as you did with the project page essays. The links will be on the final page. Managers, you don't write your own essay. At the beginning, you make sure group members know what they're supposed to be doing and you submit the proposal form. At the end, you receive the consolidated text from me in one long text file. You edit this into the final edited version and you add an introduction and a conclusion. You send the final edited version to me as an attachment to email. It can be a doc or a pages file or a PDF. After I post the final grades for the course, there will be a final comments page so you can see how you did compared to other groups. Drafts and revisions. Lengths are a little bit longer than the project pages. Instead of 850 draft and 1100 revision, it's 1100 draft and 1500 revision, so you can write a bit more. Remember, you can always put the surplus in the reference box. Just make every word count. You submit your essay as you did before through the submission forms. Your choices. There's lots of choice about what you can do. You get a choice of book from the syllabus. Then you must agree on the topics arising from the book that each of you is going to cover. In the intro class, you can return to Nixonland, or you can pick from the books in the second half of the course, Insenberg on campaigns and Kagan on the liberal international order. I already assigned the Smith-Simon book to the Sanders group, but if another group wants to have a go, that's okay too. You can also pick the textbook. Remember the first question on the forum when I asked you about what you didn't know? That could also be turned into a group final project. In the New York City class, you can pick a mayor and different topics, or you can pick a topic and different mayors. Or you can custom design your own project with topics like housing or schooling or planning the new public places. In the terrorism class, pick the book and divide up the topics between you. Stern, right, Pakistan, Syria, Russia. Can you do the pandemic? Yes, you can do the pandemic in different states across your region, or you can compare the forms of terror we were studying before Fordham closed with the form of terror we have been experiencing since the outbreak of the virus. You should quote from the Forum Digest if you want to do that. The part. Each of the essays by each member on each topic must use the same 3 sections. These are called the common themes. So you've picked your book, you've assigned your topics for the essays. What 3 sections will each essay be divided into? What are your 3 common themes? For each theme, I want a single word with a colon after it. For example, in the New York City class, if you were looking at Mayor Koch, each section 3 of each essay would be legacy, colon, and after the colon, the member would add housing or policing or gentrification and something to individuate that section. See the chart at the top of the proposal form. Office rules. Let's get this straight. You work for the manager and the manager works for me. It's like you're interning. When the manager submits the final edited version, the manager must also submit the manager's assessment form, giving each member a score out of 10 and reasons for their score. Yes, they have to write a report. It's what managers do. Now, don't worry, I do intervene to make sure this is done fairly and works on the same scale across groups, but I really have to intervene because the managers are more careful and conscientious about what they're doing than managers usually are. So be kind to the manager. Their efforts often make the difference between a B+ and an A- or an A- and an A on the final. So rugby rules, everyone play fair and you'll all do fine. The forum. The forum is going to have to close at 10 p.m. on Sunday, May the 3rd. Last month's rule is suspended. You can make up to 15 postings. I'll give you quantity points on the first 10. After 10, your postings can still be chosen for the digest. You can make up to 20 total, but don't go crazy. You can make them anywhere on the page, but remember, the traffic light color tells you how likely I am to pick another posting for the digest. So if the light is yellow, make it good. And if it's red, make it really, really good. Skype office hours. Mail me and we'll fix a time. I'm doing a lot of night nursing right now for my daughter, sleeping 5 to midday, so I'm usually asleep in the mornings Eastern Standard Time. The class party is coming. We need help. It's going to be a planning committee meeting via Zoom. I have some people in mind. The final review exercises are coming, our end of semester polls, where you decide how it turns out. What am I supposed to remember about this class? This is where you find out. The final review exercises will be available on Tuesday the 5th of May, and you'll have until 10 p.m. Sunday the 10th of May to vote in them. That's Tuesday to Sunday during finals week. Mark it on the calendar. So there is a final during finals, but instead of writing your own final in class, you have to read what other people have written at home. Warning, typically for this class, they're not normal polls. There'll be a lot of pick 3s and pick 2s. You'll see. Don't forget to vote. Voting alone is worth up to 10 points, and you can earn more points if your postings and essays place in the top 3 of any of the polls. Treat yourself to an expensive bar of chocolate and a premium cup of coffee for this one, okay? It's going to be good. Imagine having a final to look forward to. Intro class. The class essay page, Politics 2020. Great work, people. Good essays on the skullduggery of modern campaigns. Branding as the concept that unites TV and social media. Micro-targeting and the problem of Facebook. Gerrymandering and voter suppression, and what people will and will not tell pollsters. It's Biden, gang. Remember those days earlier in the semester when we were out in the wilderness trying to figure out if the majority against Trump was in the middle? The virus and the campaign. I asked you to muse on what difference the virus made to the November election, and you did. So I made an extra essay on the class essay page about the virus and the campaign, which I highly recommend, especially Natalie's comment at the end. Good work on Kagan. We've got a review of the war on terror, Brexit after the virus, and China versus America versus the virus. The world will never be the same again, and we're still catching up with it. So make your tea, get out your biscuits, and take your time over this one. Plenty of food for thought. The forum. Thank you for your responses on what I missed the most and the name one good thing questions. I am always impressed with the range of interests and the talents and the resourcefulness of Fordham students. A reminder that we are more fortunate than many in the homes we have to shelter in place. Yes, if nature gives you lemons, you make lemonade. New questions. New question 1. the new terrain of 2020, take a look at the essay on the virus and the campaign on Class Essay page 2. Trump still dominates television and social media, even if he muddles his own message by talking too much. I think Natalie is right. It'll come down to tone and turnout. Remember 270 to win? It all comes down to those brown states, which could go either way. Articles, please, on those brown states and the virus, or voter suppression in the battleground states. New question 2, Smith-Simon. I added the notes on Smith-Simon to the bottom of the class notes page. Go take a look and find out why I keep freaking out about this book. Either pick a chapter and review it for us, or comment on Smith-Simon's argument about egocentric causality. There's a lot of it about. We are convinced that if we have a problem, it must be someone else's fault, and that lurking behind a fog of excuses are perpetrators out to harm us. Think about it. Does the community produced by fighting the virus provide an opportunity to escape the trap of polarization? New question 3, PBS Science Shorts. There's a whole new way of thinking about humanity coming out of advances in biology and medicine. You're a big bag of bugs, people. You're a herd animal. We design our environment, and our environment designs us. We make our diet, and our diet makes us. The new science is reaching the public through a new generation of science TV. Instead of 45 minutes, you get everything packed into 10. It's all on PBS. Go to YouTube and look up episodes of It's Okay to Be Smart. Find a video on a topic arising from Smith-Simon. I've made some recommendations in the forum question.
Intro class, you're close, students. My little witch sister is full of bluster and flannel. She wants to open up her own YouTube channel. My little witch sister thinks everyone should be into her. She wants to be a social media influencer.